Welcome to Pataka Radio Channel. Get your bass on. I only call you when it's
well, shit, man. In case y'all are wondering if it's loud, I mean, damn bumper's coming apart.
Bass head, bass head, I'm a bass head, bass head, I'm a.
What's going on, bass heads? I just wanted to make this video real quick to show y'all how to brace your port on your subwoofer enclosure. When I built this box, I did not put a brace on this side right here, and if you see my last video, it was flexing like crazy, looking like it's gonna break the wood. I did put one on the bottom. The piece on the bottom, I put a brace there, but I didn't put it on the back piece for some reason. I should have at least doubled up that back panel and made it 1.5 inches thick if I wasn't gonna brace it, and the sides. But I figured I'd just show you a couple different ways to do it real quick. It's really easy. The way most people do it is just cut a strip of MDF or birch just like this. Say this is a 3.5 inch port. You cut a 3.5 inch strip that'll go down the length of the port, and you're gonna put it right in the middle going down, and then you just screw or glue it from both sides. You can make it come all the way to the top, or you can make it down in there a little bit. It don't have to be the full length. That's one way of doing it when you build the box. The way I'm gonna do it, so I've got these carriage bolts. I'm gonna drill a hole through probably about 1/3 of the way down. I've actually got 2 of these. I'll do one 1/3 of the way down and the other like 2/3 of the way down, where it's in the middle, but I've got 2 of them. Put a washer on the end, come in from the back of the box through the port and into this panel, and pretty much you'll have a washer on this side. You want a washer on both sides, washer on this side, and then a washer on this side with a nut so you can tighten it up real tight. And then you'll have another washer on this side with a nut, and then a washer on the inside with a nut. So everything's held tight. This will be held by a washer and a nut, and this will have a washer and a nut on both sides. That way it's also adjustable, and you can kind of stretch that wood out a little bit if you want, or pull it in a little bit. That way it's also kind of adjustable, so you can get it just perfect, but you can take it back out, whatever. It's just easier to do after the box is already painted and everything. So either stick you a piece of wood in there and make sure it's real tight, glue it and screw it, or take some kind of threaded rod or a bolt or something and do 1 or 2 of them in there. That'll hold it real tight. Another thing you could do is get like a big dowel. It's called round stock. It's a piece of wood about this big around. It's just a pole, and you can just cut like a little 3-inch piece of it, stick it down in there and screw that in there. It's just kind of harder to judge where it's at unless you measure it perfect to put the screw in, or either drill the holes before you do it. I just figured I'd show that. Don't do like I did and have it flexing like crazy. Go ahead and brace your port. That way it's nice and strong. Always brace your box and your port. The less vibration and the less flex, the less that your sound waves are actually gonna, I wouldn't say distort, but it'll interrupt your sound waves and just probably make it sound sloppy. Might throw your tuning off. Alright, so since I had the box already built, I didn't want to go back and try to cut a piece of wood and jam it in there, so this is what I did. Took some carriage bolts, drilled some holes, stuck them through. Got a washer and a nut on each side to hold tight. pretty solid. We'll see how that works. Y'all keep in mind that each sub's only getting like 750 watts. I'll be lucky to clamp 1500 on both of them. The alternator's just not big enough, so I've got the amps way down. Guarantee it's not clamping over 15 or 1600 watts.
I only called you when it's
good now that I braced the port. I did that, and I also noticed that my speaker wires weren't hooked up good. I just finger tightened them and forgot to tighten the terminals, so where the wires go into the terminals to go to the sub, they were just finger tight, kind of loose. So between them two things, man, it sounds great. It actually kind of surprised me, considering I'm probably only pushing 1500 watts to both the subs, so probably 700-800 a piece. It's gonna slam when I get some more power on it. Now I feel like it's just as loud as my other box, but it plays lower. It's got a little bit better bandwidth. It'll play good from 25 to about 50. It's got a pretty good damn bandwidth on it. So I'm ready to get some more power on it and see what it'll do. These Skar RP 1500 amps, they're kind of shit. They clip really early on low power. They probably clip around 700 or 800 watts. That's why I got them turned down. I turned them down some and gain matched them. Now it sounds really clean. I don't smell anything, smell any coil. I can just play them full tilt how I got the settings for a while, and I don't smell it. Just the alternator being the size it is, it drops down to almost 12 volts flat, and on real low notes it'll go into the high 11s, like 11.8, 11.9. So once I get a bigger alternator, I'm gonna get that 390 auto tech, and when I get a 5K on it, I think it's gonna slam pretty good, man. We're gonna meter it Saturday, and we're gonna see if it's as loud as the other box was. With the back seat in, the other box did, I want to say a 146 and a half, and then with the back seat out, it was doing in the 147s. I appreciate everybody watching. As always, brothers, I'm out. Peace.